Hello, everyone. My name is Ixiomara, and I am a Senior Gold Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And we want to welcome you to Testimony Tuesday. Today, we have three amazing testimonies of three beautiful women that want to share with us what their struggles were and how Plexus has helped them manage these struggles. But first, we want to tell you that we do not claim to treat, cure, or prevent any disease. These are all different testimonies, and Plexus helps everyone in very different ways, okay? So let's get started with Karen, and Karen is in Seattle, Washington, and Karen has an amazing story. So go for it, Karen.
Hi, everyone. So thankful that you're giving me the opportunity to come and share my testimony, Ixio. What a pleasure. I am Karen Dion. I am in Seattle, Washington area, originally from Southern California. And I know by looking at me, you wouldn't think that I'm a stroke survivor, but I am. 11 years ago, I had a hemorrhagic stroke, which is a bleeding in your brain. So I had a weakened blood vessel that tore and bled, and it was a pretty devastating stroke. I was only 37 years old, and it was 4 months before our wedding. So it left me without complete feeling on the left side of my body. The stroke happened in the middle of my brain, near my thalamus, which is right in the center of your brain, but it was just enough to the right side that affected the opposite side of my body, which is common with stroke. So I lost complete feeling on the left side of my body. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn occupational therapy, which is where they teach you how to do the everyday common things with your hand, like picking things up or feeding yourself or brushing your teeth or drying your hair or whatever it may be. So basically they teach you how to reclaim your life and all the day-to-day features and functions that we need. So what happened is with the stroke, it also left me with nerve damage. So your brain not only becomes affected by what the residuals are, but your body and the chemicals and just the chemistry of your body changes. So I never had nerve damage before, and I just had to learn to live with that. It's almost like the best way to describe it is that it's like fibromyalgia. You hear about people talking about their struggles with fibromyalgia and the discomfort that they have, and they're miserable, and some days are better than others, and some days are worse than others. It's very similar to that. The reason I bring that up is because I want to share how Plexus has helped me. So I had known about gut health for quite a long time, and I'd heard about it for years from my sister-in-law, but this was before Plexus, and I never knew what to do about it. And when Plexus came around and I started hearing about how Plexus helps with gut health, bing, the lights went on. And I was like, this is exactly what I've been looking for all of these years. Plexus is so easy. So I started taking Triplex, and immediately my body started responding to that. And overall, I had lost 25 pounds. I had gone from a size 16 in jeans to a size 10. And this is over the course of time. But that was huge for me because as a stroke survivor, I wasn't able to move as much as like other people where they've got full functionality of their body. But also, in addition to Triplex, I started using Nerve. Now, I don't know if any of you have much experience with Nerve or have heard many of your customers talking about pain or discomfort or pins and needles or tingling or sensations of hot and cold. Nerve can help with all of those. And if anybody has questions about Nerve and what to take or when to take or anything, I'm your gal, and I will sing its praises. Triplex and Nerve for sure. So I know that a lot of people struggle with so many things, and Plexus has a gamut of products that help such a wide variety. And what I love about One Plexus is that maybe somebody like me who who thrives on needing nerve in my day-to-day to function, that might not be the same for someone else. So what I enjoy is being able to listen to people's testimonies, hear how it's changing their lives, and take comfort in the fact that knowing that these plant-based products work. So I hope that maybe my story will help somebody else out there or inspire them to try it, because maybe they think, I've tried everything else, this is not going to work. That is not the case. You've got nothing to lose but everything in the world to gain. So I encourage people to add nerve to their triplex, and they will enjoy the quality of their life so much better. I promise that. So anyways, I know I want to keep it brief because I know we have a couple of other fabulous testimonies. So if there's any questions, or if you guys want a reference to my support group for stroke survivors, drop me a question in the comments and I'm happy to respond. So how about that, Ixio? Is there anything else that you would like?
That's perfect. Thank you so much, Karen. And you can show us how you can move and you are fully recovered, right?
I would love to say that. Am I? Absolutely not. Okay. But I will show you. Here's two hands opening and closing together, right? They mirror each other. Here's my left hand without the right one doing it.
Oh, wow.
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
But when it mirrors the right, there's a lot more fluid and mobility.
Wow.
That's the stroke. But it's been 11 years. I have nothing to complain about. Am I 100%? No. But I've got nothing to complain about at all. So,
well, thank you so much.
I'm happy to help anybody. If you have questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Karen. And that beautiful lady is going to a party, so we'll let her go.
A birthday party.
Yes, go celebrate. Thank you so much, Karen.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so we heard from Karen. That was amazing. And now I want to give a chance to my lovely, beautiful friend and sister, Joelia, to tell us about her story, how Plexus has helped her with her struggle. Let me unmute you. There you go.
So my name is Joelia, and I started on Plexus last year. Was it last year, Ixio?
Yes, last February.
Last February. So prior to that, I have 4 beautiful children now, and my first 2 kids came very easily. I got pregnant with my first within the first 2 months of trying, and pregnant with my second within 9 months. But after that, I had a really hard time conceiving. My third one took us 4 years, and we knew that there was such a large gap between the first 2 kids and the third one that we wanted to have a second or a fourth one. So that just kind of prompted us to not use any protection and pretty much try right away with the right after the third child. So what happened was that 2 years passed and nothing. And when I heard Ixio tell me about it, it just all started to make sense. I'm a nurse, and I love to learn more about the body and how it all functions. And once you started telling me about gut health, I was like, man, this is what I need. So anyways, I started on the triplex, and pretty much right away, I started to feel energy. I started to become regular, which was wonderful. I started to, after my third one, I had some major insomnia. So all these things came within the first 2 months. It was pretty quick. Not even, probably within the first month. What was interesting, though, was how my hormones started to change. My period started to change. And it went from being really long, really heavy, and it started to shorten from like 8 days to 7 days. The third month was like 6 days. And finally, I ended up at 5 days, all by just using the pink drink. And that had never been the case. So to me, that was a nice little benefit. Using the pink drink, and I was like, yay. But surprisingly enough, it after 4 months of being on it, I was able to conceive. And you don't really think about how much hormones play a part in conceiving, but obviously they do.
Mm-hmm.
And so after 2 years of fervently trying, it only took 4 months of being on the triplex that just really changed it all, and I was able to conceive, and it was pretty amazing. So during my pregnancy, with all my other pregnancies, I had some major inflammation. I have an issue with my leg. It's called clipple troninae syndrome, and basically it's just a fat leg. And when I get pregnant, it becomes really, really, really obvious that I have issues with that leg. And while I was pregnant this last time, while taking the triplex, the inflammation, I mean, my legs looked pretty normal, like the entire time. They looked very symmetrical, which was a blessing. And I didn't get as inflamed, any of that. My labor and delivery, it was great. Recovery was great, and I felt like a lot of it had to do with the fact that there wasn't a lot of inflammation going on in my body. So I felt like that really contributed to just an easier pregnancy and an easier delivery and recovery. And so now I have a 1-month-old, and one of the benefits of taking the pink drink is that it helps you to produce milk. So with my other babies, milk production was a huge challenge. With my third child, it took me about 5 days to start producing anything for her. She lost a pound in her first week, and it was always a challenge to get anything. It was pretty bad. But this time around, I'm making so much more, and I'm so thankful, and I'm like, I can feed my kid, yay! So there's just been a lot with that, and obviously, if I notice a difference whenever I stop, if I run out of like my BioCleanse or my Plexus or something like that, I notice a difference pretty much right away. So it's definitely made a difference in my life, and I enjoy it. I tell everyone, I'm like, hey, there's lots of benefits here. Just give it a try. It's gonna work really well. Obviously, there's no quick fix for anything, and you got to be consistent. But if you believe in it and you stay on it, I believe wholeheartedly that you'll see a difference, because it worked.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And we have a beautiful baby. Her name is Rebecca, and I call her our Plexus baby.
And I call her my little Becca-boo.
Becca-boo. All right, Joelia, love. Thank you so much, hon, for sharing.
Problem.
Okay, Mommy. Thank you. I'm going to mute you, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And we have a third one. This is my other rock star. Her name is Carol. She's part of my team, and I'm so, so proud of her. The woman that she is so loving. She is so bubbly, and she has an amazing testimony. So we are going to unmute her and let her share with us her struggles and how Plexus helped her. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay, hi. Okay, so let's get started. So my testimony before Plexus. So I had found out, I believe, in December of, how many, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago? I don't remember because I've been feeling so good lately. But I found out, I'm going to say a year and a half ago or a year ago. No, it's a year. Anyways, that I have like hypothyroid. So hypothyroid basically is just hormonal imbalance. And I didn't know really what that meant because I was going through like so many changes in my body. I didn't know what was going on. So I was having crazy mood swings. And when I mean crazy mood swings. I was very constipated, but constipation for me was normal because I've been constipated for so long. So that's just something that I was like, oh, I'm just not able to poop. Like, that's just who I am, you know? What else? My hair was starting to fall a lot crazy. Like, I have pretty thick hair, but it was falling crazy. And it got me scared, and I was like, what's going on with me? And I don't know what's going on. And what else? I was not sleeping well. Like I was having trouble breathing, sleeping. I was just like out of whack. I didn't feel like myself. I was up and down with anxiety, up and down with panic attacks, up and down with what, panic attack, anxiety, just anything. Like my nerves were just, I was just nervous all the time. I will be happy, then sad, then crying, then smiling, and I'll be crying and smiling at the same time. Like I just felt crazy. I didn't feel like myself. So one day I took a shower, and what happened to me was that I came out of the shower and my hands were numb to the point where I couldn't feel my hands. I was able to text, I was able to call, I was able to see my hands move, but I had no sensation in my fingers, nothing. So I was freaking out. And that's the point where I decided to go to the hospital and go get checked out, because I always ran away from doctors or anything like that. I always just tried to ignore the symptoms, but this really freaked me out. So go to the doctor, do a blood test on me, and then they tell me I have hypothyroid. And they told me all the symptoms basically aligned with everything that I was going through for a couple months. And it just clicked. I was like, oh, like this makes sense. So one of the things that happened with constipation is I was constipated. So I wasn't able to take anything out of my body. So I was gaining crazy weight. Like I gained crazy weight. So I was like 200 pounds. I looked like I was 6 months pregnant. Yeah, I just didn't feel good. Like a day before my wedding, I drank a laxative because I was bloated. I didn't feel good. And I'm like, I need to somewhat feel, like I need to push something out of my body. But not even a laxative worked on me. A day prior to my wedding. So we're talking about wedding day. Like somebody takes a laxative, like you're going to be going to the bathroom a lot. I didn't go to the bathroom at all. So I was just dealing with all of that, right? And so my friend Ixiomara here, I met her through a friend, and she added me on Facebook, and we became friends. And then I just started seeing like people commenting on plexus, and what's that? And then she messaged me about 7-day trial, and then I was like, no, girlfriend, like I'm okay, thank you. Like I just found out I have hypothyroid, and I'm not trying to do a weight loss like product. Like I've tried everything when it comes to teas, shakes, meal replacements, like all of that. Like I have tried everything to lose weight, and nothing like happened for me. So she actually was like, well, let me educate you, and let me tell you that this is not a weight loss program. It's a health and wellness company. And she explained to me what Plexus was. And I told her, is this going to affect my thyroid? I don't want anything to affect it at this point. I don't care. She's like, actually, this can actually help. And she sent me testimony after testimony. And I was so desperate. I was like, okay, I'm just going to try it. Like, sign me up. And I signed up. And I ended up getting the triplex. So I started the triplex, right? And 2 weeks later, I had lost like 10 pounds, like out of nowhere. And with the hypothyroid, I was really drained out. Like I have so many things, I always forget what I used to go through, but I was really drained out, really tired. I used to sleep at work, like 2-3 hour naps. I'm a nanny, so I used to put the kids to sleep on purpose. And I'm like, we're all gonna take a nap right now. And 2-3 hours went by, and I still woke up like very drained. I was just so tired. I really had no life. I stopped working out. I had no energy to go to the gym, and like my fitness life kind of like went down. So I started Plexus. I stopped taking naps. Like I didn't feel like I needed to take a nap. So I was like, whoa, like what is this? And then the magic happened. I started using the bathroom once a day, right? In the first 3 days. And then after a week, it was like twice a day. And then the magic happened when everything happened in 3 times a day. Like I was using the bathroom regularly, and it wasn't crazy. It was just like normal. And I'm like, man, this is how it feels to be empty from the inside. So because I got my hormones balanced out, because my body was flushing out bad things and I was inserting good things in my body. I was able to regulate my whole body. And up to date now, I've lost 32 pounds. I went from from 200 pounds to 169 right now. I have taken my fitness journey to a whole nother level. I just ran a 5K not long ago. I'm able to run now. I hated running. I'm able to eat better. I'm able to have control over my sweet cravings. Like, I don't even have sugar cravings anymore. If I want to eat a cupcake, I can eat a cupcake without feeling like it's controlling my life. If I want to eat a chocolate, I can eat a chocolate and I can have a bite and be like, okay, I don't need this anymore, you know? I can eat whatever I want without having to feel like I needed to have it, versus just wanting to have it. It's a big difference when it comes to that. What else? So I lost all that pounds. I went from a size 16 size dress to a size 6. Like, I went to a wedding not long ago and I was like, damn, I look like a model. Like, okay, I see myself. So I mean, it's just overall, like, it's just blessed my life. It's changed my life. It's changed who I was, and who I am now. Like, I am myself all over again. Like, before I was just like tired Carol, cranky Carol, and the Carol that people I just put a fake smile and I'm like, yeah, I feel great, like I feel good. But I went home and I went straight to sleep and I just didn't feel good. Now it's like whatever you see, it's like what you get 24/7. So Plexus has changed my life, and I can't thank enough Ixiomara for sharing it and putting it out there, because if it wasn't for her telling me that it wasn't a weight loss program, I would still be struggling to lose weight and figuring things out with my hypothyroid. I don't have to be on medication for hypothyroid because my hormones are balanced the way they are now. So I like to thank Plexus for that, because I just don't have to be on medication. So if I don't have to be on medication, then that is a big step for people that, are on medication, because it's like, man, this is crazy. So I can talk from on and on, but I think I should be done now.
I think you're good. Thank you so much, Carol. And that is what we have for you guys today. Wasn't that amazing? We have problems with conceiving babies, stroke survivor, and hypothyroid. That is just 3 of many, many, many testimonies that we have with Plexus. And I hope that this gives you a little bit of hope. And whatever you may be struggling with, reach out to the person that sends you this video or that had you invited you to this, because I know that Plexus can help. Everyone needs a gut health supplement. Everyone needs help with their gut system. So thank you, everybody. Thank you very much, and have a great night. Bye.